Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this there, folks. Let me make sure it is not showing the Unreal Engine, but that's okay because most likely we're going to be just needing to show the Visual Studio, which it is not showing right at this moment in time. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. There we go. Welcome back to another Unreal Engine tutorial study session with me and Blackheart. We are going to be continuing our study of the, um, we're currently going over the Unreal Programming Quick Start. So, so that's where we're going to be kind of working on uh, in, well, now. Um, but we're close to the end of it, so we may need to look into other topics after this here shortly. Um, so, with that being said, Blackheart's in the stage, so let me go ahead and invite him to speak. There he is.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going there, Blackheart?
I'm doing okay. You?
Doing okay. Slightly tired, but I'm doing okay. So, hey
Hard
there.
time sleeping last night?
I got about like 6 hours, so it's,
More than
it's
me.
yeah. So I was a little restless, so it wasn't like a comfortable sleep, I guess you might say. So, hey there, Em, how you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Pega process is going well. So, okay. So last we left off, we finished off the step 3 on the programming quick start, the edit your C++ class. Um, which, there was, found a little bit of an error in the Unreal tutorial, in their code, which we had to fix. Um, and, they added more code into the tick function. So, um, now, uh, for the most part, I'm kind of understanding exactly what uh, they're kind of handling. The most that I'm not like super um, understanding in my brain right at this moment in time is the sign functions. What they're doing with you know the f math sign, you know minus the other sign calculation. I'm not quite sure exactly why they're doing it that way, but um,
No idea.
yeah, I mean, I can try to look it up a little bit more to try to figure it out, but for the most part, I think we can probably hold off on that for right now, um, because it's just their one example. I mean, we can, you know, I mean,
Sooner
obviously,
or later we'll get you some more advanced stuff that might explain it, maybe.
yeah, um, or I mean, if someone understands it right now and they want to kind of explain it to us, I mean, that's also an option, whether it's like right now in the chat or in the comments for our videos. Either way, that's perfectly fine as well. So, the next part of our process here is the step 4, which is the compile and test your C++ code. So, you ready to go, my friend?
Yep.
Got both the Visual Studio and Unreal Engine up and running?
Yep.
Okay. So let me go ahead and continue reading off the web page here. Okay, so save your work in both floating actor.h and floating actor CPP, C++, um, which obviously, you want to do pretty much on a regular basis for the most part,
Yeah.
you know.
And we have already done that yesterday when we closed down.
Right. But I mean, using the shortcut keys like Control S is pretty much essential if you're doing anything when it comes to programming. So don't be afraid to use that often. Um, then in the Solution Explorer, right-click the project, click the Build command in the context menu, and wait for the project to finish compiling. So we're going to go to our program name, you know, right-click, and Build is the very top option in the context menu. So we're gonna click on that, and it starts the build function. So we'll let that kind of go. You should see a message that says succeeded in the output log at the bottom of the window. So if it obviously if it doesn't, then well, we got some other issues that we're gonna have to deal with. And according to this, it says that it did succeed, so we're all good on my end. What about yourself?
Just waiting on it to finish.
No worries. Alternatively, you can go back to the Unreal Editor and click Compile button in the toolbar at the top of the screen. So,
I don't know what just
um,
happened. My antivirus kind of just went bananas for a second.
mm-hmm. Okay. Not really seeing a compile. Hmm. Oh, they want us to go back to the Unreal Editor and click compile. Never mind. I'm being silly. So you should
Okay.
note you should always save your work before attempting to compile. Yeah. Otherwise, the changes you make in your code will not take effect. Right? It will use the previous saved to compile. So if you have any unedited changes, it won't compile those. It will basically go back to your previous save, your saved version, and compile all that. So if you added like a line, 10 lines, 100 lines, million lines, it doesn't matter. It'll still go back to that previous save and start from there. So now some compile, if you do click on compile, maybe sometimes it'll say, hey, you know, you haven't saved. You want to save now? You could do that. Um, I think Visual Studio does that. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
Okay, let me try that again.
let's see. Yeah, as
Okay,
uh,
now it succeeded. I don't know what happened that when my antivirus went bananas, it messed with the build, but now it worked.
okay, okay. It might have been that like the Visual Studio isn't like set for um, administrative, so it's probably was like going, "Hey, you're making some changes going on in the system. Are you sure you want to do that?" So, um,
Well, the build succeeded, so
yeah,
it's all good now.
yeah. And I just went about, I added an extra space at the very end of the file, and um, it changed the status of the file to be unsaved, and so when I clicked on build, it saved it for me automatically. Um,
Yeah, that's
so
almost common
yeah.
on nearly every single com compiler.
hmm So So yeah, and it's the fact that it's like, you should always save your work. It's like, well, it's kind of saving my work anyway when I did do the build, but whatever. Okay. So in the Unreal editor, go back to the content browser, unfold the C++ classes, and then locate floating actor. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the Unreal actor or Unreal editor,
Okay, we're
which
gonna
let me
close that window.
hide Visual Studio, bring up Unreal actor. There we go.
There.
Um, unfold C++ classes. Or go back to the content browser, which is down here. Um, unfold the C++ classes. How do you unfold the C++ classes? What do they mean by that?
I don't know what it's trying to do.
Hmm. Okay, well, it's showing that they have content here and starter content as a folder, but they are also showing C++ classes and quick start, as another folder. So
I don't know where that should actually be. Um, I'm not seeing what's shown in the example.
yeah, hold on. Let me bring up your um
So
let me
look at content browser, I see the starter content, and that's it.
yeah, same. So um hmm. Um,
Mm,
okay, we're still on the program in quick start. Let me see about doing a compile in the Unreal Engine. Let's see what that's all about. Compile complete. Okay, but that doesn't necessarily bring in the doesn't necessarily bring in the C++ into the content browser. So what do they mean by unfolding the C++ into it?
I don't know.
Um, okay.
What is going on? Come on, where is it?
I guess we're just gonna have to see about adding the C++ classes somehow. But it doesn't necessarily tell you how to go about doing that, so...
Did you already hit compile on your Unreal Engine?
Yeah. Okay, so
No.
I think I found it. It's just kind of wish that. Okay, so it's a little funky. Okay, so um, on the content browser, okay, on that content browser window, right? You have
Yeah.
the Add Import button, right? That's there at near the very top, the green button.
Yeah.
You have the Save All next to that. You have the two arrows, right, next to that. And then you have content and an arrow on to the right of that, right? But
Yeah.
you see that folder? I hover over that and it says choose a path. When I click on it, I'm seeing the C++ classes in a pop-up window that shows up.
Okay.
So, um, so if you click on program, the program quick start or whatever the name you have, then it will show you um, the floating actor within that folder. So,
Yeah. Oh, I'll click it once it finishes compiling right now.
oh, you compiled in Unreal Editor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Compile complete. Okay. That's in the folder showing up, so
Okay, gonna pull back here a little bit so that I can kind of
okay, I opened it from there.
see everything.
So I can see the inside of it. It's strange that we can see it from there, but it's not like shown straight up on the sidebar, like it shows on the example.
Yeah, it's
It's probably like a layout maybe, like it's configured, its layout configuration maybe. Ah, okay, I see it now, how they did it. You know, underneath the at import, there's like three lines with a arrow inside of it.
mm-hmm.
Click on that.
Gotcha.
That's where it is. A little something if we were to say click on that first.
Indeed.
uh, I don't know what this is called. Let's just show or hide the source panel. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, like click on the open source planner and panel, and then click on
Yeah.
the C++ classes.
I guess they originally had that in maybe, and
On
then
older
it
versions was default maybe.
maybe, and then other people were like going, I don't really need this. Can you just get rid of it? So or something. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, but hey, we got there.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know why someone would want to get rid of it. It's pretty handy to have that there.
well, I mean, you might need to, if you're like looking at like hundreds and thousands of, potential lines or folders or something like that, then it might get to be a little too much. So,
Yeah, in that case, I would say poor organization. Like if you separating specific kinds of codes in different folders depending on their function.
yeah,
Otherwise, yeah, it will be a complete clutter of code after code after code, and yeah, you'll be forever looking for the right one and
yeah,
something like that.
indeed. So, um, sometimes you just want to kind of focus on like one, like right now it's showing both the content and the C++ classes, right?
Yep.
but maybe you're just a programmer. You don't care about like the meshes, the art, the you're not really caring about, how they um design the world per se. Is that you just care, whether or not it actually works or not, right? So,
Yeah.
you just might want to just only see the C++ classes.
Well,
So,
option extent. I mean, you do need something to test the C++ on.
right, but what I'm saying is that you might not necessarily care about any of the other folders, you know, beyond, you're only going to be caring about the folders within C++ classes. You're not going to be changing the assets or anything like that. If you're like if you get hired by a studio as a programmer, more than likely you're not going to be the one that's going to be messing with the art assets, okay?
Yeah.
Especially if you were in a very large studio, right?
No.
So you wouldn't really care about, you know, um, how you go about building, um, building a new asset or anything along those lines. You're just caring about whether or not the code that you just made is working with the art that was already given by an artist, right? So,
Yeah.
you're only going to be caring about seeing like C++ classes on the Unreal Engine, you know. And technically, a programmer probably wouldn't even care about that anyway. You have testers to kind of handle that. So, um, but I mean, sometimes as a programmer, you kind of want to make sure that, the code that you're writing is also kind of working with um, you know, with your engine as well. So it's probably a good idea to, make sure that your Unreal Engine is up to date and can handle your code and so on and so forth. But yeah. Um, but yeah. Okay, we we can
Let's
move
move on.
on. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have that up and running, they want us to click and drag the floating actor into the perspective viewport to create an instance of the floating actor. It will be selected in the world outlier as floating actor 1, and its properties will be visible in the details panel. So we're going to take floating actor, we're going to drag it out there for the um, wait, I'm not really seeing anything. I mean,
Neither
it
am I.
it created something because I see it in the world outlier that a floating actor has been generated, but it's not. There's nothing visual that I'm seeing right at this moment in time. So that's a
Mm,
little weird. Even though
okay.
technically I'm looking at their graphic here and it's showing that, hey, there's a box there now. It's like, no, no, there isn't anything there, guys. So I'm hoping that that's not something that we're gonna have to contend with, but we'll see. Um, so the floating actor and its properties will be visible in the details panel, which it is. I can see it in the details panel. It is showing everything there, so or it's showing information there, so okay. For more information about navigating the viewport and placing actors in the world, refer to level design quick start. Yeah, we're already very much aware of that. So, in the details panel for floating actor 1, set your actor's location to -180, 0, and 180. This will place it directly over the table and the default scene. Okay. Um,
Um, that's
wait.
not exactly possible.
it's not showing the transform options
Nope,
here.
it's not showing that. I guess they skipped a step or something in there.
It definitely feels that way, doesn't it? Because we're not seeing the transform details. We're not seeing the
Yeah, well,
transform.
it's missing the visual mesh. From what I'm seeing from the image, the floating nectar has a visual mesh as well on the details. And that is, they kind of skipped out on that.
Okay. Okay, so supposedly the constructor is supposed to have kind of handled that, but obviously it didn't. So we're gonna have to kind of take a look at the um
Like the first image example shows what we
y-
have. Like
yeah,
when we opened it, it shows exactly what we have. But from there, it skips to it being already an object.
okay, so
So they skipped the part where they added a mesh to it.
no, the okay, so it's a problem with the constructor code again. So we're gonna have to try to figure out what they screwed up in the constructor to try to figure out, how to fix the problem at hand. Okay. It might just be that the path that they gave us, as in the example, isn't the correct path um, to the shape in question. So if you go back up to the um, edit your C++ class section, step 4. That's where that's where it's kind of talking about where they're adding additional code into the constructor. That's where they're managing the visual mesh, right? They're taking the QVisualAsset.object and they're putting it into the set static mesh and the visual mesh set relative location as a vector, you know. So both of those should be set, but apparently we're having a hard time. It seems like the Q visual asset succeeded did not work. Hmm. Lo and
Hmm.
behold. Um. So, hmm. What I'd like to know is, do we have like a I want to see if there's like maybe a console window here that I can look at. So what I would like to do is, hmm, hmm.
Hmm.
So um, okay, so what I want to do right now, okay, so that if statement in the compiler, right? The second one where it's saying, else, or the saying if Q visual asset is, succeeded. What I'd like to do is I'd like to put in an else in there, you know, and put in like a cout message of cube visual asset failed. cout isn't identified because we don't actually have the proper include on there. Hold on a second.
Okay, I think I might have figured it out. Just let me test it first to see if I'm correct on my one little theory. Where's that file?
Oh, there it is.
Uh,
Okay. Build. Hmm. Okay.
Let me
Now.
test a little something real quick. Gonna, just in case, hide this.
Okay, gonna delete that.
Test that code.
Um, let's see. I'm
Build again.
gonna refresh the Unreal Engine at this moment in time because I made changes in the code. Okay.
No, not what. All right, there's the problem.
Okay.
This, this.
What I would love to see is like the console for us so that I can kind of see if um
Okay.
let's see, hold on. Let me look up online. Let's see. Unreal
Refresh this. Let's
editor
compile just in case. See if that works.
showing console engine editor showing console for programmers. Um,
See once I do that, if it refreshes this. I don't know how else I will refresh this window.
let's see. Okay,
Elsewhere,
so
I can
first
change.
off, nope, that's not it. So edit, project settings, see, engine input. And console. Oops. Oh, wait, okay, that.
Compiling, so we can test
So,
this.
hmm. Okay, that didn't really work as well as I wanted it to. Okay.
Compile, finish. And then refresh this.
Currently cannot be enabled while hot reloaded modules are active. What is going on there?
Okay, I'm gonna close and open Unreal just in case to see if that refreshes. So that's what I need now for that to refresh.
Hmm.
Oh,
What,
fresh.
what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to modify the code so that I can see, like, if, if the key visual assets failed, then I want to like see a message about that. But in order to actually see that message, I would need to see like the console like within the engine itself. Because obviously the Visual Studio isn't like completely linked. Like I can't the console.
No, my
Um,
theory is more like the location of the cube where it's referencing.
I mean, that's most likely the possibility. But I want to try to see, um, you know,
So I'm gonna close
if it's,
Unreal real quick and launch it again, see if it refreshes.
see what I can.
Hopefully I can do this pretty quickly. If it doesn't work, I'll put the code back the way it was. And no, it's still the same. Unless, let me see, got the the name that I'm referencing right now.
Oh, really?
And now replace that name right there on the code, because that might actually be the problem.
Let's see.
And let's try that again. Build.
Let's see.
Okay, maybe compile here again. Nothing. What if I refresh here?
Okay, I guess a simple just see out won't really work on this. Which, I mean, not too much of a surprise, but seeing that we're trying to use an actual engine, but not quite sure how to go about seeing the message that I want to see.
Nope, still not being added. Just thinking it's the referencing of the cube, the thing that might not be working. Let's try something different.
Scene.
Where is it?
Um, hmm. Let's see.
Here. For the content. escapes. What if I refresh it from here?
Um, okay.
Mm, change all of these to this. Send it the other way.
Where exactly is that going to
Okay, let's go back to the
build the, where
engine.
is that going to put the log at? Oop, okay, there's a failure somewhere. What?
Try again.
What is going on
So
here?
that's not here.
Unable to delete hot reload file? What is that all about?
Sorry, son.
What's up?
I'm just trying to figure out the what's actually going on. I guess it still was a reference, but I don't know. Like, it's not finding what it's supposedly referencing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and close down the Unreal Editor right at this moment in time.
Okay, that did not seem to work unless I don't know reset the Unreal Editor again.
So, for
Then
anybody that's kind of wondering, I'm trying to use this glog to see about, trying to do, just to see if we
that worked.
if this is working, then this glog won't be triggered at all. So I won't necessarily see this message at all. If I do get this message, then obviously this failed, which means that this failed. So that's what I'm working on right at this moment in time. So,
So this was a bust.
okay, so that's been built again. Okay, we're gonna relaunch Unreal again. Um,
Now I feel that I missed something on the tutorial because I tried messing with the reference, but still nothing.
Hold on.
Unless the naming is wrong.
There's
If
that.
using the name that the file shows.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Okay, let me see what testing something. Let me put
Okay.
put
We're gonna
breakpoints
delete
on this
that.
again.
We're gonna refresh this.
Insert breakpoint.
Unfortunately, I don't know where the logs are. Where's the logs? Okay.
Just open another Unreal for me. And now I cannot use breakpoints. Great. Put that back the way it was.
Okay.
And build again. Now this is
Hmm.
a moment where I wish I could use those breakpoints, but wouldn't let me.
Oh, you were trying to do the an actual decompile or
Debug.
debugger using Visual Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you see if even if that if was even working?
Okay, so there is a I'm noticing that there are some log files, and from what I understand, there is a way to like write to a log file. Problem is that I'm trying to see, um, what um, you know, I, I don't know if my particular write to the log file actually worked or not. So that's what I'm currently trying to see about right at this moment in time. So, hmm, developer tools, message log. Not seeing anything in terms of the message log right at this moment in time, so that might not be it. Developer tools, device output log. Okay, not seeing anything there.
Hit the browser for a minute.
Visual logger. No, that's something else. Hmm. Okay.
You aren't the only one having this issue. I'm looking at the forum on Epic's dev community. There are other people having the same issue, and even on the Unreal Engine 5 as well.
Hmm. Let's see. Unreal Engine. Where does Gila go?
Wait, don't tell me I was right on the referencing. Let me try something someone tried from the forum and I'll confirm with you. Because apparently part of the problem does seem to be the reference. I'm trying a reference somebody else used instead of the one from the tutorial. Pile.
Hmm. Oh, wait.
Let's wait for it to finish compiling.
Let's see. Search log. That's weird.
Come on, Unreal, finish compiling already.
Okay. Checking statement. Statement. And entering statement. I'm putting these down because I'm not seeing anything within the Unreal Engine at this moment in time, so
Oh, let's compile. It's taking its sweet time.
play, stop. Okay, either the search log isn't really that great, or the messages aren't showing up at all.
Refresh. In the meantime, let's see what others said.
Okay, let me check something here.
This doesn't work.
The guy said, hey, put in this
Else.
log here. And he's saying, he said, hello, C++. He put that in there, and then he ran, he basically, pushed play. Okay, search log is not working, at least according to this guy's example, so that's interesting. Or at least, maybe I'm just not doing it correctly somehow.
Okay, try that other fix. Doesn't seem to give me any difference.
Okay, I'll just scan through the log here, and we'll see if I see like the hello or something like that. Maybe the search function isn't really working the way it's you would think
And I'd
that
be
it would
surprised
work.
if this actually works.
Oh boy. Okay. give me some information here. Is it going to actually show the log messages that I'm kind of looking for?
What did you do?
Yeah, let's just clear log and let's try this again. Play, stop.
Maybe I need to reset the Unreal Engine again to get that part of the code to work, maybe.
It's not even seeing those messages. What the heck? Hmm. Okay, what's going on here?
Ah, so that's how they did it. Okay. Let's try that. Okay, where are you? Let me put this down real quick. Right click, reference viewer. Okay, copy this. Put it in here. This reference.
Okay, so
Get rid of that item.
I'm trying to use this guy as one example on, doing a glog output to the output log. And, I put in multiple glogs into the floating actor.cpp, and
Yeah.
it's not showing at all.
No. From what I'm
So,
seeing, it is a typo issue because on the forum I told you, people are saying it's a typo on the reference. That causes problems. Like we're not the only ones having this issue with the exact same tutorial. And even on the Unreal Engine 5 has that issue.
well, what I'm saying is that
Let me
uh,
reset Unreal to see if it
even
works.
even putting the floating actor into the world outlier isn't even referencing any of the code associated with the floating actor. That's my point. It's not even while the world outlier is supposed to have this floating actor in there, it's not even accessing the code in that floating actor right at this moment in time. Otherwise, I'd be seeing output in the log right at this moment. So this is something even. Um, I don't even think that this is a problem with the code itself. It it
No,
has something to do with the actual calling of said code, and that's something to do with the engine itself. It feels like.
no, I don't think that would be the case. Because, like I said, it's trying to reference an object to use, and that's why I feel like the reference is the one that's not working. They wrote on the cube visual asset text, and what's in quotes, that's a destination. That's a reference. It's reference the cubes right here. Take it from there.
Okay, my point is that I have a log that is coming after begin play. Just basically saying, hey, write this out to the console. Okay. and I'm not even seeing that message being displayed. It's not even hitting the constructor right at this moment in time. I have messages all throughout the constructor right now, and even after the begin play, none of these messages are even showing at all. If you're looking at my stream right at this moment in time here, let me get rid of the my Chrome window right at this moment in time because I have a I have a log, after begin play. I have logs throughout the constructor, so it should be showing these logs, you know, even if if this constructor is called, then it should be showing this very first, in one of the very first statements here that I have, okay? But it's not showing that anywhere in the log right at this moment in time. And therefore, uh, from my standpoint, from where I'm sitting right now, it's not calling the constructor. It's not even seeing it from what I can see and from what I understand. Or from if this is actually using the floating actor .cpp somewhere in the Unreal Engine, then it's not calling the constructor. And that's my point. Otherwise, it would be showing these messages in the output log according to examples that I'm seeing about it. If I hit play right now, you know, and stop it, when I look through the log of it, I should be seeing all the messages associated um, with the compiling of the floating actor and the begin play of it, and I'm seeing none. Here, let me switch on over to the Unreal Engine so people can confirm this real quick. Hold on. So I'm kind of showing, here's the output log right now. I'm looking through everything, in the output log based off of the single play that I did. And not a single statement that I put into my code is anywhere in the output log whatsoever. So either my either I'm messing up on somehow getting out, logs to the output log to even happen, which, based off someone else's example, that shouldn't be the case. I pretty much copied this code, letter for letter, and he was saying, hey, I have this on the output log. Unless the guy was lying, which, who knows nowadays. Um, but if I compare, if I go back to Visual Studio, these G logs should be printing out these statements, and they're not. Not a single one of them are being printed out. So my assumption right at this moment in time is that it's not even calling the constructor. It's not even seeing it. So I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Um, Okay, well, it's 4:15, my friend.
Yeah.
We should probably call it at this point. We're obviously having some issues with this. We'll have to maybe try to pick this. We'll have to pick this up tomorrow. I don't want you getting too far off schedule or anything along those lines. So, um, but
Okay.
right now, based off of what I can see, there something strange is going on with you know, our content browser is showing the floating actor, sure, but um, there's something else going on here that I'm not 100% sure what is going on, what the issue is. So, we'll have to hold off on that for now.
Yeah, probably. I'll probably have to do some testing around tomorrow before we start.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
from what I'm seeing from the forum, part of the problem is the reference because there seems to be a typo in that, and it's not finding it. To the so when it accesses the code, it doesn't know where to actually look. As for it accessing the code itself, I don't know that part.
sure. Okay, here. I'm gonna check something real quick.
Hmm. If I try this.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not seeing a game there. If I was to say anything, I would almost say that you'd probably want to use more content than game. But again, you know, I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, wait, you know, that we're having more problems than the yeah. So, I mean, I'm gonna change the file and the text around so that it uses content instead of game. It has, you know, content has the starter content, which has these shapes. But inside the shapes, instead of shape underscore cube, which also has shape underscore cube, it has uAsset. So I'm going to put uAsset in place of the shape cube, you know, after the dot on that one. I don't think that this is going to solve the issue, personally. I think that this is something that is, um, it's kind of beyond that, in my personal opinion. So, um, I'll go ahead and close out Unreal here real quick. And I'm gonna reload it just so it's kind of, you know, it cleared out all the data or, you know, cleared out its memory and stuff like that. Gonna go ahead and open up the project. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so it still has the floating actor 3 in there. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drag the floating actor back in. So now it creates another floating actor. Once again, I'm not seeing any of the vectors in here at all. I'm not seeing it being showing up in the it's not being displayed right at this point in time. So I click on play and stop. I check the output log and I am not seeing a single message in there again. So no, I don't believe it has anything to do with the um I don't think it has anything to do with um with the pathing on the text line or you know on line well actually I've modified it a little bit so I think it's probably what line 16 or so, whatever. But you know, this you know it has that you know text backslash game backslash starter content, you know, so on and so forth. I don't think that's the issue. So I think it's having a hard time calling floating actor for some reason, and I'm not sure why. So but we'll have
Mm,
to worry about this later, my friend. It's already 4:30, so
yeah.
okay. So let's go ahead and close on down. Um, tomorrow, let's maybe see if we can find on their forums a little bit more on what's going on, or see if we can look up a little bit more about it. I know that when you get that urge of like, oh, something's not working, I want to work on it, until I get it fixed. And believe me, I feel you on that one. But I mean, um, we don't want to go too long in terms of um, these videos and um, yeah. So programming, quick start issues. Um, so um, yeah, that's already been fixed, and that's not the issue that we're. Uh, um, uh, hmm, yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead. We gotta close.
Yeah.
You need to. Yep. Let's stop.
I need to.
Yep.
I need to concentrate.
Yep. So.
Let's rush through.
Yep. It is. Um. I'm not much we can really do about it right at this moment in time. We'll look. We'll see what we can do about trying to figuring out the problem. Um. Um. I still feel like it's something else is going on because I mean it's not even displaying the messages at all, so I don't, it doesn't feel like it's even seeing the object or seeing the code behind the object, so it's as though it doesn't even know it's there, which um, I mean clearly it can see the file in some way because it's showing the what's it's showing the floating actor, and it has like a default drawing for it, but obviously it's not generating said drawing for one thing, and it's not associating it with any kind of object either. Otherwise, it would be showing up on the screen. And two, it's not even generating any of the logs that I put um, into the C++ file. So something strange is going on, and we'll have to look into it a little bit more. Hopefully, we'll figure it out. If anybody knows of what's going on there, like maybe you've had that before, and you're trying to figure, maybe you already figured it out. Please put it into our chat or in the comments. Let us know. Um, but then again, we might figure it out next time. We might figure it out tomorrow. Who knows? But uh, so much for their tutorials being easy.
Mm,
If this is their tutorials, uh, okay. Unreal Engine, you need to fix your tutorials, guys, because this is messed up. Um, you know, not really enjoying this all that much. If this is your tutorials, you know. So, matter of fact, I might just put out a tweet on it and go, "What's going on?" Hey Unreal, we're finding errors in your tutorials. Maybe go through them and figure out what's going on because it's not working. Oh well. We'll worry about that next time. All right, my friend. You go get something to eat, and we'll do Genshin later, okay?
yep.
All right. Have a good night, or see you in a bit. Bye.
See you in a bit. Bye.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit frustrating when you're trying to work, you're trying to use their code and it's supposed to be a tutorial, so it's supposed to be super easy and you're getting hit with roadblocks on their tutorials. What's going on? You know, I mean, we have the tutorial set, or at least it was set. I have it set for 4.27 documentation, and it's even having a problem with that, or it's not up to date at all. So um, so yeah, there's issues with this, and I kind of wish that I could contact them directly on this. Um, you know, like tell them, hey, your C++ um, your C++ page is not working, you know, the way you have it. So, um, maybe I'll check out their sample code tomorrow and compare it, and then we'll go from there. Wait a second. Interesting. Okay, so I just noticed something. So we'll check that out tomorrow. We'll check it out tomorrow because that's a problem. They just and they have an uploaded code at the very bottom of the page. So I'm looking at that and I'm seeing differences already. So there's issues that I'm already seeing um, with their code and with the above example. Um, so yeah, not exactly the best um, not exactly the best in terms of, hey, here's Unreal Engine, here's some tutorials for you to learn. If this is your if this is your, what you're showing at the very beginning for new people trying to work on your machine and you have errors on that, it doesn't look good, with the rest. So, you really need to kind of keep your documentation clean, your tutorials clean. This is a mess. So, um, if I'm already finding issues with their code and the fact that it's not even calling the function, it's not even calling any of the, I'm not even getting any of the logs, nothing, then there's something going on. So that will have to hold off until tomorrow. Um, a matter of fact, I'll see about maybe doing like a tweet tomorrow and asking them directly, like, hey guys, what's going on here? Um, you guys really need to look at your tutorials, your documentation, because it is messed up. So, but that's it. That's where we're gonna go ahead and end this video for Unreal Engine. Bit frustrating, but I mean, not much we can really do about it. Um, we're trying to work with their engine, and well, headset went off. And their engine is having some issues, so that's okay. Well, I'm gonna put on some music here, and we're gonna go into some uploading videos. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. So, again, you know, uh, write comments in the comment section if you're having the same kind of problems with the Unreal Engine, or if you know of the solutions to the problem that we're having with it. Looking forward to that. But that's where we're gonna go ahead and call it for tonight. So. Um, Help us out with the YouTube algorithm. And check out the description for more links. And that's it. Have a good night, everybody.